All right, so we are live here. We have the Detroit Lions taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Lions get the ball first, and they go straight down the field in under 2 minutes and score a nice touchdown play call there for them on that one as they um, fake the handoff to the back, pitch it to Williams on the little end around, and he takes it to the house. Then a 1 yard run here from McCaffrey on the first play for the Niners, bring up a second and 9, 12:45 to go and counting. Purdy going to drop back to pass. This time looking for use check. That one's going to be batted down at the line. Looked like Big McNeil there, the nose tackle for the Lions, getting his hand up and knocking that one down. Bring up a third and 9 here as Debo Samuel is in the game for San Francisco. We'll see how much of a factor he is. Been a lot of talks. He isn't going to be getting those end arounds and runs, that he typically gets. That potentially IU could be the guy that gets those kind of carries. Is third and 9 now. Kittle in motion from left to right. Four receivers out. Kittle gonna help on it. Hutchinson is a nice pass from Purdy there to Brandon Ayuk for a gain of 12 and a first down for the 49ers here. Good pass there. I like the play design there. That little chip from Kittle onto Hutchinson was the key on that play. Kind of slowed him up just enough. Ayuk able to get open, um, and Purdy finds him for a gain of 11. If you're on YouTube, help us hit that goal of 1,200 subscribers by the end of January. Check out the description for all of our links. If you're over on X, make sure that you guys hit that follow button as Purdy overthrows Ayuk on this one and almost an interception there. Ayuk had to play a little bit of the DB there to get back and break that one up as Sutton had one just waiting to drop in his hands. But a good play from Ayuk to play defense on that one and prevent the interception. And we saw last week against the Packers, Brock Purdy had two passes that should have been intercepted. And man, how different would that game have been? The Packers go down and score, and then Brock Purdy threw a pick six right to Darnell Savage, and Savage dropped it, and then should have thrown another one a little bit later. So he hadn't been as accurate with the football as of lately. As he's going to drop back to pass now, McNeil up the middle about had a sack, but Purdy able to get the pass off and get it to Debo Samuel. That was huge for him to get that ball out, as I have McNeil under half a sack in this game, and he was running free at Purdy, got a clean hit on him, but Purdy able to get the ball out to Debo Samuel up past the 50 now into Niners territory. There's again a big hit on Brock Purdy, but a clean hit for sure. But man, that was a big hit on him as Purdy under center now. McCaffrey in the backfield, use check in motion. As looks like Purdy's calling an audible one on the play clock, and they just get it off. And McCaffrey's going to run on a little pitch play, and he's going to get about a yard and a half, 2 yards. Not looking like a whole lot of room for McCaffrey here early on in this one, as this Lions defensive line is very good. Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Pascal, the three big guys down there, and then you look at the linebackers: Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalon, Jack Campbell. You look in the secondary: Brian Branch, one of the big names, C.J. Gardner Johnson, another guy for them. Sutton, a good corner as well. So they've got a solid defense, probably better than the Niners defense, with some of the injuries and banged up guys the Niners have. Is again a pitch to McCaffrey, and he'll get about five, maybe six, bring up about a third and 3 here for the Niners. And it looks like we got an injury timeout now as Barnes for the Lions is going to be down, and that's not a good sign early on. Hopefully, he'll be able to return, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys in just a moment. All right, so on 3rd and 3, McCaffrey gonna go strong up the middle, and he's gonna have a first down there as two big third down conversions here early on for the 49ers as you look at Kyle Shanahan in his 7th season, just 1-2 in NFC championship games. And the one Super Bowl he made with Jimmy G, they um, they lost that one to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So 1st and 10 now. Purdy going to pitch to McCaffrey again, and he's going to be dropped behind the line for about a loss of 1 on that one. Just no running room. Aiden Hutchinson and Alex Anzalon have just been right in the middle of everything for this defense. They're not giving up. They're not giving up anything. They've just been right there making plays, both of them, and um, it's really incredible to see how this Lions team has really built themselves. They haven't got a bunch of huge name free agents. They've really drafted a lot of guys just through the draft and developed them. And I mean, I think they have a great head coach in Campbell. As Purdy, that pass is going to be deflected as well. Look like McNeil got another one. That may be his second pass deflection on this opening drive for the Niners. No, Hutchinson going to get that one. But yeah, Purdy. I mean, Hutchinson was just right there, working on Trent Williams. Got deep into the backfield and pressured Purdy, able to get his hand up and knock that one away. As it'll be a 3rd and 11 now from the Lions 35 here for San Francisco. Empty backfield. McCaffrey, Debo, and Ayuk all out wide to the left. Purdy gonna pump fake now throws, and he's got McCaffrey who's gonna be hit hard by the who was that? Riley Patterson, I believe. No, 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 not Patterson. Sorry, I read the name wrong. Rodriguez with the hit, and it's going to be about a 5-yard gain, bring up about a 4th and 6. Niners going to have to kick a field goal here to start on their opening possession. So Jake Moody last week against the Packers, 1 for 2 on field goals, made a 52-yarder. Here he is kicking this one from 48 out. Doesn't seem to be any, if much wind at all. And this kick is up, and it's no good. It's no good. Just barely pushed it right. The Niners come up empty on their opening possession. And this is huge for a Detroit team who has, they're coming in. Everybody's sleeping on them. They were 7.5 point underdogs at kickoff, I believe. And so, I mean, this is huge for them. They're already up 7. They scored in under 2 minutes on their first drive. Now they get a big stand defensively, the missed field goal now, and they get the ball back looking to go up 2 scores. But we're going to take a quick break with you guys, and we'll be right back with the action in just a moment. All right, so we are back here with you guys, and man, we've got a good one on our hands as the Lions take over at their own 38-yard line. The fake to Gibbs, Goff looking to pass, and he's going to find Laporta over the middle for about a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards on that one. Fred Warner there on the stop for the Niners. So far, Goff on the game, 2 of 2 for 20 yards in this one, as looks like Gibbs is going to be the running back. Laporta in motion. The give to Gibbs, and he's going to bounce it outside, cut back towards the hash marks, and going to pick up a first down up near about the 50, maybe just across the 50 to the 49 of San Francisco. Yeah, about the 49-yard line of the Niners. So the Lions already in plus territory here in this one. So far, the Lions with 68 rush yards in this game. We saw the Packers run against this Niners defense fairly solid last week. We know the Niners are somewhat towards the bottom of the league in rushing defense, and so it's going to be, it's going to be a good rushing attack for the Lions, and it's going to be one that's going to be hard to stop for the Niners. As I mean, you look here for. Um, the Lions, they're the first duo in NFL history to have two backs both over 1,000 yards of scrimmage yards and 10 plus rushing touchdowns. Just incredible numbers from Montgomery and Gibbs here. As about 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter, second 6 for Detroit. Goff going to run the play action with Montgomery, going to look to throw. Now he's going to throw it to Montgomery, who's got some room and is going to be up near the 31-yard line of the Niners. A nice throw and catch there of 14 yards on that one. Goff so far 4 for 4 for 38 yards in this one. You look at Williams with the big 42-yard touchdown earlier in this game, but Montgomery has 2 carries for 19 yards. Gibbs 1 carry for 7 yards. As far as receiving goes for Detroit, Laporta 2 catches for 20 yards. Montgomery 1 for 14, and Gibbs 1 for 4. As Goff looking for Gibbs as he's got pressure in his face, and he missed him on that one, being complete, his first incompletion of the day so far. Be 5:20 to play here. Second and 10 for the Lions. Now again at the Niners 31-yard line, looking to go up 2 scores here, as that would be huge for them. Again, coming in 7.5 point underdogs. This would be absolutely huge if they're able to pull off the upset here. And they're looking ready for the challenge so far, as Gibbs is going to get about a yard on the second 9 run on that one, bring up about a third and excuse me, on the second 10, bring up about a third and 9. As Fred Warner got to be careful. The ref pulled him aside, talking to him on that one. Potential taunting if he continues, as we saw that in the last game, and how that taunting on Zay Flowers really messed Baltimore up. You don't want to do that here if you're Fred Warner. As Amon-Ra St. Brown goes in motion, he's yet to have a target in this one, as they get it to him now, and they set up a little screen to him, and he's going to have a first down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line, and the Lions are in the red zone here, first and 10 from the 17 of San Francisco. A nice little screen route. You got Laporta out blocking, Pool Panay Sewell, get him out there blocking, got your big guard out there blocking. Just a good play design there from Dan Campbell and the Lions, and they again have it set up first and 10 now. Goff going to look to throw again, steps up and just throws that one short and complete, looking for St. Brown. He was kind of covered. Looked to me just more or less like a throwaway, as again, Goff had some pressure in his face, just getting rid of that one, it looked like. Goff calling an audible now or a check with his offensive line as he's going to hand the ball off to Gibbs, who makes a nice cut, gets outside, little stutter step, and he's going to be close to a first down. A nice stutter step and cut back there from Jahmyr Gibbs to take a play that looked like he was going to be hit at the line of scrimmage for nothing and ends up getting 9 or 10 yards out of it. It's going to be close. I think he's got a first down, though. Yeah, first and goal now from the 7 for the Lions. Montgomery's the back. And they like to use him a little bit more down towards the red zone, towards the goal line, as he's going to get the carry. He's going to have a nice cut, and he's going to fight his way down to the 1 yard line. As again, he's a little bit of a bigger back than Gibbs. Gibbs more of a speed back. As the Lions have it now, second and goal from the 1. Montgomery, 3 carries for 25 yards already. The Lions averaging 9.7 yards a play early on in this one as we're down to about 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Again to Montgomery, and he's in for a touchdown. He's in for 6 as it's 13-0 for the Lions over the Niners. PAT is pending, and Detroit is coming ready to play in this one. Barry Sanders enjoying this up in his box as Badgley on now for the extra point. And his kick is up and right down the middle, and the Lions, a shocker so far, up 14-0 in San Francisco. Goff and the boys have come ready to play for Detroit. Now we'll see how the Niners can respond here as Ford Field is going nuts. They're having a huge watch party in there. They are going absolutely nuts. They're loving it. As we're going to step aside and take a quick break, but we'll be right back with you guys when the action returns. See you in just a moment. So the kickoff's out the back of the end zone for the Niners. And on the first down play, Debo Samuel on a little end around, gonna get about 8 or 9. I had under the 8.5 rush yards, as they're gonna stay. He stepped out way earlier than he did than he originally kept running, so they only give him 6. Thank the Lord on that one. It'll be 2nd and 4 now. I actually think they might have called that a catch, as Purdy gonna roll out to his right, and he's gonna throw this one. He's got Juszczyk over the middle down to the 45-yard line of the Lions. Big play here for the Niners, as a big gain there, finding the fullback, slipping out there, kind of lined up as a tight end on that play, just getting open as the play kind of broke down there, and gets a big gain for the Niners. As McCaffrey only going to get about 3 whistles blowing, and he slammed down after, yeah, about 3 yards up to about the 44, 43-yard line of Detroit here, with a minute to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 6 upcoming the Niners, as they actually called that a catch for Debo Samuel. So I'd take that any day of the week. McCaffrey 6 carries for 18 yards so far on the game, as Samuel in motion to give to McCaffrey again up the middle, and he's going to get about 4, bring up about a 3rd down and 2 for the Niners, as McCaffrey up to 28 yards on 8 carries, just 3.5 yards per carry. As you look for the Lions, they're averaging 10.8 yards per carry. Now, obviously, 42 yards came on one play, so that's going to carry it. But when you look at the two running backs between Montgomery and Gibbs averaging 6 yards a carry with 3 carries for 18 yards. Montgomery averaging 6.5 with 4 for 26. So the Niners going to get set 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. They will have to snap it, and they will. They hand it to McCaffrey, and he's going to have a first down, as he kind of rode on the back of one of his offensive linemen and picked up about 2 or 3 more yards. As we've hit the end of the first quarter, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Niners at the Detroit 32-yard line when we return. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys for the start of the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. So on first down, Purdy gonna hit McCaffrey out of the backfield on a little swing route. He breaks about 4 tackles, and he's gonna be way down into the territory of the Lions, deep inside the 10. Is a stiff arm on Gardner Johnson. Nice stiff arm there by McCaffrey, then cuts it back in, breaks some tackles. Let's see, that's two, three, four before they, yeah, 4 tackles before they get him down. And first and goal here for San Francisco. They need a touchdown here. You do not want to give the Lions the ball back and, potentially be down 3 possessions. You got to score here as they're going to give it to Juszczyk, and he's going to get it down to about the 2 yard line here, bring up second go from the 2 for San Francisco. Second goal from the 2 to give to McCaffrey, and he's in. Touchdown Niners. That's huge for them. They needed that one. Excuse me. That'll make it 14-6 with the extra point upcoming here for San Francisco. Now the big thing for the Niners, they finally got the offense going a little bit here. This upcoming drive for the Lions is going to be interesting because we saw the Lions go down the field fast on their first drive. We saw them go on a long, methodical drive on the last drive for them. So this Niners defense going to need a stop here. Just to, that'll be one key thing is if they can get a stop. But the offense finally moving the ball on their second one is Jack Campbell. Um, disappointed he couldn't fill the hole fast enough against McCaffrey to get the stop. But we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with you guys in just a moment as we got Fun Football Podcast in here with us. Appreciate you getting in, man. Yes, the Lions came out with a lot of fight in them. As make sure you guys go subscribe to the Fun Football Podcast. Some great content over there with those guys. So make sure you check them out and hit that subscribe button, help them hit all their goals, and show them some support over there. As we'll be right back with you guys in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we're back. No problem. Fun football podcast. We love helping out other YouTube channels over here, especially the football ones, showing some love to everybody on YouTube. I know it's a grind. I know this YouTube's a struggle. It takes, it takes a while to build up some a good following and fan base. So we love to we're lucky enough to have over 1,000. We're getting close to 1,100. So we definitely love to help out those other channels and help them hit their goals and get there as well. Ohio State Hype Videos says, "What do you think about Jim going to the NFL?" Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to Ohio State Hype Videos. He puts out some great hype videos for the Buckeyes over there. I think it's a great move for the Chargers. I think that he is going to be a guy that can really get that defense back, playing up to its talent level. And I think that he's going to be able to do a lot with Justin Herbert. Obviously, he's going to need those guys to stay healthy. The Chargers undoubtedly the most injured team in the NFL every single year. Bosa, James, all those guys are constantly injured. You got Mike Williams, he'll play 3 or 4 games a year and then he's done for you. Eckler's faced some injury issues, and so is Keenan Allen and Herbert this year. But I think Harbaugh's the right guy. I think he can get the Chargers headed back in the right direction. As a big run from Montgomery there on first down, and now they're going to run a little trickery. They pitch it to him, back to Goff. Goff going deep, and that one was a duck. That one falls short. That was a great play. Caught the Niners off guard there for sure, but that was a duck from Jared Goff as he had some pressure in his face. He was about to get popped on that one. But I like the play design. Fake the pitch to Montgomery, have him toss it back to Goff and just throw it deep. But Goff, yeah, got kind of helicoptered as he let that one go and it falls short, bring up a 2nd and 10. But I like the way the Lions have come out here. They've come out aggressive. They're throwing the book at the Niners. They're leaving nothing behind as Goff is going to drop back, look to throw over the middle. Got a man. Nope, incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown was the target. Nice play there from, I believe, yeah, Fred Warner in coverage there to break that pass up. Tight window. Goff got it in there. St. Brown just unable to hold on to that one as, again, Warner with a big hit from behind, able to knock that ball loose. So a 3rd and 10 for Detroit here. And this would be huge for San Francisco if they're able to get a stop right here and have the Lions punt this ball back and give their offense another shot to go for it. Lions so far 1 for 1 on 3rd downs, converted a 3rd and 9 earlier in the game, 3rd and 10. Now they find St. Brown. He makes a cut back, puts his head down, and gets a first down to midfield. Huge play there. He caught it about 3 yards short, had 3 Niners guys collapse down on him, able to make some moves and have a first down. Big play there for the Lions. And these are the kind of plays you have to make if you're Detroit on the road against the arguably the best team in the NFL, definitely, obviously, clearly the best team in the NFC. And these are the plays you're going to have to make if you want a chance at beating them. And so far, early on in this one, they're making them. As a pitch to Montgomery now, and he's going to cut it up, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and nothing more than that. As it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now. Both of these defenses coming out very aggressive, and a lot of them have been able a lot of the offensive plays have been able to really just explode because of the over aggressiveness from some of the defenses, particularly some run plays for both teams on the defensive, with the defensive line just jumping for both teams, and biting on certain stuff. But Goff gonna go down for a sack. That's Nick Bosa. Sacked him back to the 45-yard line of Detroit, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 15. Panay Sewell had 2 guys he had to block there. I think Gibbs might have been supposed to be in, or now they brought an extra guy delayed, and that kind of froze Sewell. Bosa able to get around them and drop Goff there for the sack. So 3rd and 15 now. They need the 49ers 40-yard line for a first down. And we'll see what they can do with it here. Empty backfield set now. Goff going to drop the throw. Looking, he's going to have Laporta underneath, and a huge hit there. Huge hit by Dre Greenlaw, and he seems to be hurt. Yeah, he's hurt after that hit. I don't even know which guy initiated the hit. It looked like, I mean, they both just ran straight into each other. I mean, that was a rough hit on both of them. Laporta got straight up. Greenlaw, he might have dislocated a shoulder or something, as he's just, yeah, he's just favoring that one arm, letting the other one hang. As he got hit pretty hard there. So a 9-yard pickup, bring up a 4th and 6, and the Lions punt team out now. As hopefully Greenlaw is going to be okay. As that again, that was a hard hit, one of the hardest hits I've seen all season. Um, I mean that was a huge hit. So my man from Clemson, Ray McLeod, back deep to return the punt here for the Niners. We'll see what he can do with it. See if the if the Lions can pin them back deep inside the 5. Definitely try and get them inside the 20 here. Is although I would say watch out though. Dan Campbell would be the one to run a fake punt right here, as the Niners were definitely prepared for it. A nice high punt, and McLeod going to call for the fair catch at about the 12-yard line. Yep, 12-yard line. And that's where San Francisco will take over with 10:17 to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you guys as the Niners start their third offensive possession of the game. As we're back in the first down run here for McCaffrey's going to have about 4 yards, as Greenlaw seems to be okay. Hopefully he is after that big hit. Yeah, he looks to be okay. Might have just knocked the wind out of him um, on that one, as it'll be 2nd and 6 now after the 4-yard run on that one. McCaffrey in the backfield, Kittle going in motion. Debo in motion now. They're going to hand it to Debo, and he's going to cut it back, have a first down, and pick up a gain of about 8. It looked like a gain of about 8 on that one. They'll call it 7. So hopefully he doesn't get another carry because I have him under 8.5 rush yards. I was not expecting him to be this healthy and be getting the kind of carries and targets he's getting. I have a feeling though that one's not going to hit. As Purdy drops back to pass, looking for Ayuk and sails that one over his head, incomplete. George Kittle so far for the Niners doesn't even have a target in this game. The line's been doing a pretty good job of keeping him in check in check so far in this one. As you see here, Ohio State says some breaking news: Ken Dorsey's the Brown new offensive coordinator. I think that's a good hire right there. I like that one. Fun Football Podcast gets in as another one sailed over Ayuk's head there from Purdy and says, and the Bills kept their interim OC. Yes, I think that Joe Brady is a good keep for Buffalo. It seems as if Josh Allen and all those guys really like him on that offense, so that you want to keep those guys happy, especially your star quarterback. So I think that's a good move by Buffalo to keep him. Although I do think they should probably. I don't know. I feel like I would love to see them get rid of McDermott, maybe go after a guy like Mike Vrabel, but at this point, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. As Hutchinson is getting some pressure, and Purdy's going to throw it. It's picked off. And Rodriguez all the way down inside the 20 for the Lions now. As there is a flag down. We'll see what this is. But the pocket collapsed, and Purdy just kind of threw that one, and Rodriguez comes away with it as there is a flag down. We'll see what this is. Yeah, they're going to call an illegal blindside block, so it'll still be Lions football in plus territory, but that'll back it up a little bit. They won't have it at about the 13 on that one. As Purdy's hand was hit as he let that one go. He was looking for Debo, and that was just a bad pass in general. I mean, even if his hand isn't hit as he throws that one and the ball wasn't tipped, that's still probably going to be an interception. Debo had 3 guys around him. But you see the blindside block there on Gardner Johnson. I mean, there's no need for that. Debo's standing still. He was just looking for a reason to run up and hit him for sure. As this is gonna back Detroit up, and that's just you can't make those kind of plays. We saw that happen in the last game with the Ravens. I mean, they had so many personal fouls that just screwed them over in that game. As Gibbs is going to be dropped behind the 50 back to the 49-yard line, the Lions' own 49-yard line, going to be a huge loss there. Yeah, just huge pressure up the middle against Purdy on that one. And there was just, I mean, he didn't have anywhere to go with the football. Good coverage in the backfield and way to get from to him and tip that football and get the pick for him. As man, Fred Warner almost would have had a face mask on that one. Kind of tapped it a little bit, but then let go of it. No pull of the head or anything like that. Good no call. As St. Brown in motion, Goff looking to pass, going to find Laporta again over the middle, and he's going to have a first down. He's going to have a first down here on 2nd and 15. Huge play there for the Lions as they're right back in it, man. They just don't flinch. It's like one thing doesn't go their way, and they just hit you with something else and go make up for it. Goff going to give to Gibbs here and a good hard hit by Fred Warner. He's been everywhere early on in this one. Greenlaw also back in there in on the tackle after a gain of about 2. Ohio State videos. We'll see. We'll see if I can get you on. I have some other guests that I'm um, potentially lined up to come on with me in the second half. So we'll see what happens with that. As Amon-Ra St. Brown, a nice catch down to the 15-yard line and a first down for the Detroit Lions in this one. What a pass there from Goff. Kind of threw it a little bit behind him, but that was a perfect ball placement as it, made the safety unable to get the catch there. As Debo getting some work done on that shoulders, that'll be something to monitor as well. You look at 10 plus yard plays, the Lions have 9 so far. The Niners have 1 as the pitch to Gibbs, and he's going to make a man miss, cut it back inside the 10, and touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs scores from 15 yards out, and the Lions go up 20-7. They extend their lead back out, and that is huge early on in this one. Just a great play design there and a great run. Gibbs just running away from that Niners defense, breaking a few tackles along the way, and he's in for the touchdown. So the pick turns into 6 points as Jahmyr Gibbs runs it in from 15 yards out, and the Lions up 21-7 here with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you guys in just a moment. As the kickoff for the Lions going to go out the back of the end zone. Yeah, what a start for the Lions. I mean, yeah, they're running right at San Francisco. They're not afraid of them. Everything's working for them right now. Goff 104 yards through the air. As a team, they have 113 yards on the ground. Gibbs with 31 and a touchdown. Montgomery with 40 and a touchdown, and Jamison Williams with 42 and a touchdown. You look at Laporta, he's got 4 catches for 45 yards. St. Brown, 3 for 41. And Montgomery and Gibbs out of the backfield both have a catch. Montgomery for 14, Gibbs for 4. So I mean, they're just moving the football. As Brock Purdy's pass intended for McCaffrey, they're going to go incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Yeah, this is going very similar to the Packers game. Although I will say the Packers did not come out of the gates like the. I mean, obviously the Packers only scored 21 points the entire game, and they also did. They didn't come out of the gates this on fire on both sides of the ball like this Lions team is. This Lion team is looking like a different animal right now, and um, I don't think the Packers would have stood a chance in this game against them, and right now it's looking like the Niners don't either. As McCaffrey's going to just get back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they are. They're so physical, and they don't respect anybody. And when I say they don't respect anybody, they don't. I mean that in the sense that they don't care that San Francisco's the number one seed. They don't care about all these weapons San Francisco has on offense. They don't care about all the names they got on defense. They're not scared of them. They know they can beat them, and they're just going in there and they're just letting them have it. Is Purdy going to throw it? And Ayuk almost made a diving catch incomplete. As Purdy, another dangerous throw, just kind of lobbed that one over the middle. But it's going to be a 4th and 10. So with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, San Francisco going to be punting the ball back to Detroit. They need to stop here because we know Shanahan is very good with halftime adjustments. So if he can keep this a two-score game, get get into the locker room, talk to his team, make some adjustments. San Francisco could come out of the half looking strong and playing a lot better. Um, Oh yeah, for sure. It's starting to win, and they're so physical. They're not scared of anybody, and nobody's gonna bully them. If you're gonna beat them, you're gonna have to match their physicality. And there's really not. I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really think of a team that could match their physicality. Um, maybe Baltimore. Obviously, they're not going to match up against Baltimore, but we saw earlier in the regular season when the Lions went to the Ravens, they got outmatched in that one by a lot. Um, they got outmatched by a lot. Um, oh yeah, just like Kansas City last year, and I would even argue Kansas City this year. You look at a few of the guys that they have, especially Rasheed Rice has been their most reliable receiver all year. When you can get those rookies in, especially whenever you have the veterans around them, and you get the rookies in, and they come in and become just impact starters from the start of the season, that's always huge. Yeah, they've got four of them for um, for the Lions. Yeah, and I mean Branch, I would say he's been a top 7, top 5 safety in the league this year. Laporta has a very strong argument and probably has been the best tight end in the NFL this year. Maybe Kittle's a little bit higher, but Laporta's definitely up there, top 3 tight end this year. Gibbs been an outstanding running back. Definitely in him and Campbell, they got a lot of the Lions got a lot of crap for taking those two guys in the first round. Gibbs at 12 and Campbell, inside linebacker at the end of the first round, got a lot of, just nobody liked that. Even a lot of Lions fans didn't like that. And you see how it's actually worked out for them. I don't think the Lions are playing in this game right now if they don't draft those two guys and draft them where they did, because I mean, it's just been incredible what they've been able to do with those guys. I mean, it's been awesome. Yeah, helped KC win their Super Bowl last year with their rookies. And those rookies can really make a big impact. I mean, even you look at, um, a team that played last week, the Packers, with all the rookies they have and what they were able to do with them. Um, I know this team didn't win their division or do much, but you look at how much that Atlanta Falcons offense improved from last year with the addition of Bijan Robinson coming in and playing great from the start. Um, so I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back whenever the action returns. All right, so we're back in the first down run for David Montgomery. They're going to pick up 5, 2nd and 5 now for the Lions, as we'll see if the Niners are able to get back in this football game. Right now, down 14, and the Lions have the football. They're going to give to Montgomery again, and he's going to have a first down after a gain of about 6, up to about the 40, 45 yard line here. As Goff again to Montgomery, and he's going to have about 9 yards as this Lions run game just grounding and pounding the football right now against the Niners defense. And he is just, Montgomery's just tearing them up. 9 carries for 60 yards on the game so far. He's been great. 133 rush yards for the Lions to the Niners 39. Goff going to drop the pass, and he's going to hit Montgomery out of the backfield on 2nd and 1, and he'll have a first down. And they're in the Niners territory, man. They're looking like they're about to go up 28-7 here. And if they go up 21 points in the first half, going into the halftime break, that's going to be huge. Goff on the night, 10 of 14, 110 yards. All 3 touchdowns for the Lions have been on the ground. As they're going to run it with Gibbs, and he's going to lose 2.5 yards on that one. Back to about the 48.5. Chase Young with a good tackle there. So we've hit the 2-minute warning here, as Detroit's not going to run another play. They're up 21-7 here in this one. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the last 2 minutes of the first half. Don't get So fresh out of the 2-minute warning now, Goff going to drop the throw, getting some pressure. He's going to throw this one deep for Laporta, and that's going to go out of bounds as Laporta was double covered on that one. Goff not wanting to really force it in there, just throw it away. Live to see another down. It'll be 3rd and 12 now. Niners need a stop right here, big time. 131 rush yards allowed in the first half tonight. That is the most allowed in the first half under Kyle Shanahan in his 7 years at the helm of the 49ers. As they bring St. Brown in motion, Goff going to come up, check with his line. I think he's changing the play as Laporta and Gibbs move around a little bit. Play clock down to 2. They get it off. They hand to Gibbs, and he's going to have a big run, and he's going to get a first down for the Detroit Lions. A huge run there, and that sets them up with a 1st and 10. A big play there on 3rd and 12 to get a first down. The Niners were not expecting a run play at all on that one. Just completely caught them off guard by surprise there. So 1st and 10 from the 34. Detroit has 238 total yards of offense already in this one. And Goff is going to be sacked. Nick Bosa, his 2nd sack of the game, back to the 42-yard line here. And there will be a minute 43 on the clock in the 2nd quarter. And whistle blows. Maybe somebody called a timeout. Maybe there's some talking and jawing going on the field, as it doesn't look like there was a timeout or anything called. As Bosa was actually held on that play, got through it, and gets the sack on Goff. His 2nd, almost got to that football and got it out. Goff, a nice job to hold on to that. As that could have really turned things around if San Francisco got a turnover right there and taken over about midfield. But 2nd and 18 now, as they're coming set. And yeah, San Francisco did take a timeout to stop the clock with a minute 44 to go in the 2nd quarter. As Goff in the gun, Laporta coming in motion. They're going to delay handoff to Gibbs, and he's going nowhere. He's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and tackled as he was swarmed by every Niners player on the field. Thomas, Greenlaw, Young, Hargrave, Bosa, Warner, all of them were there in on that tackle. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 18 now for the Lions. So the Niners use their 2nd timeout here. They're looking to push it and try and get the ball back, go get some points. A minute 38 to go in the 2nd quarter. Big 3rd and 18 coming up for the Lions now, back at the Niners 42-yard line here for this one. As Goff in the gun, Laporta to the right, got 3 receivers to the right, Amon-Ra alone to the left, Gibbs in the backfield, left side of Goff. He's going to drop back to throw. He's going to step up and deliver a nice pass to St. Brown, who's inside the 20 to the 19 with a first down for the Lions. Again, they just will not flinch. The Niners make a big play. They make 2 big plays back to back. They have the Lions looking at a 3rd and almost 20. They get pressure on Goff. He just steps right up in the pocket, delivers a nice pass to St. Brown, who gets him all the way down inside the 20. A huge gain there. The 19 now with a minute to go, clock ticking. Gibbs, the handoff, and he kind of slipped and stuttered down, and he'll be tackled after a gain. We'll see where they mark him. They mark him at the 15-yard line. So 4-yard gain, 45 seconds and counting on the clock. Dan Campbell still with 3 timeouts. I want to hurry up a little bit. They're huddling. You got a 2nd and 6 now. If you're Detroit, you got to go. They're getting set to the line a little slow here, and it looks like Campbell had to call a timeout. I mean, the Lions were huddling up and just going slow. They let 13 seconds run off the clock there before they even got set on the line. with 45 seconds and counting, you got to hurry and get on the line and go ahead and call it. Now you don't want to rush it or anything because you still have plenty of time with the three timeouts, but you don't want to do a full huddle up and wait and just slow poke around to the line of scrimmage. You gotta be ready to go with that. Okay, so they're gonna put 47 seconds back on the clock. They were actually looking at the spot on that last run from Gibbs, so they went to replay for that. So they're gonna reset the clock back to 47 seconds. So Detroit will keep a timeout, and that'll work in favor of the Lions as they were gonna be down to 35 seconds. Still not a big deal. As the clock is now moving under 40. They snap it with 38 seconds. Goff looking to pass, going to step up and throw. Had a man open in the end zone. It was Gibbs, but he couldn't hit him. Was getting some pressure, moving to his left, had to throw it back to the right side of the field and missed him. Bring up a 3rd and 6 now with 33 seconds to go in the half. A good route from Gibbs as he just works his way around Fred Warner, and Goff just missed him, and he knows he missed him on that one. Upset with himself after that pass as they're got it 3rd and 6 now. And again, with those three timeouts in 33 seconds, anywhere on the field is open for them. As the Lions' nice drive so far, 12 plays, 55 yards, used up 4.5 minutes of the clock, and they find St. Brown for the first down to the 6 yard line. Actually mark him at the 7. So first down there, and he gets out of bounds. So you still got three timeouts, which is pretty big. I mean, obviously down in this area, um, with still about 28, I believe, seconds on the clock, you're probably not going to use all three yet. 28 seconds on the clock. Probably not going to use all three timeouts, but I mean, it still gives you the option to hand the ball off, which is how you've scored all three of your touchdowns so far this game. As Goff going to look to the air on this one, going to throw to the back of the end zone for Laporta, and that one's going to be. You probably could have had a pass interference called on there had the ball been catchable, but Goff threw that one about 4 yards out the back of the end zone. Bring up a second goal now with 24 seconds on the clock. Is man, I'm still just so shocked at how the Lions have come out and started this game. They've just been on fire. And the give to Gibbs up the middle, he's going to get stopped. Only about a gain of 1 to the 6. 17 seconds left. I believe Dan Campbell called his first timeout of his three. So 3rd and goal now from the 6 yard line. You have 17 seconds and two timeouts if you're Detroit. So I mean, you can run the ball. You can do anything with it here. Is Laporta going in motion? He's going to be the big target here down in the red zone. So they're actually going to swing it to Gibbs, who wasn't ready, was down on a knee, still gets up, and he's going to get down to the 2. And Dan Campbell going to call a timeout with 10 seconds to go on the clock. 4th and goal from the 2 yard line. Does Dan Campbell go for this? They say since Dan Campbell was hired, he's got the most fourth down attempts and conversions over the last 3 years. And he looks like he's going for it here. So this could be a huge moment. This could be a huge stand for the Niners. Is nope. Now he's gonna run out the kicking team. I think that's a better call here. Make this a 17-point game. You because here's another problem. Not only do you give up points if you get stopped here, but you give that Niners team and that crowd some huge momentum going in to the locker room. You want to get some points on the board. If we know the weapons this Niners team has, they can score those points in a hurry. As they're showing George Kittle on the screen right now, he's yet to get a catch in this game or even a target. As they're going to have to get him more involved. As Badgley puts that one through from 21 yards out, make it 24-7 in favor of Detroit with 7 seconds to go here in the first half. You look at Dan Campbell's record as a head coach the first year 3-13-1, last year 9-8. This year in the NFC Championship, up 24-7, about to go into the locker room on the number 1 seed on the road with a chance to face Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I mean, if you're on my YouTube channel, and I'm sure there's been some stuff on X as well, but if you're on my YouTube channel, you've definitely seen I'm a Packers fan. So this is an an NFC North division rival, but I'm pulling for the Lions here 100%. Is Ray McLeod going to run this one out? And he's got a seam now, and he will be tackled at the 35 as 2 flags come flying in. We'll see what this is on. There'll be a second on the clock. Niners might have a chance at a Hail Mary depending on what this is. As no, it looks like it's going to be on San Francisco with a hold. As they're actually saying it looks like the clock ran out and hit all zeros. So they're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. And there'll be a holding on San Francisco. So I would imagine they're just gonna kneel this one down. Shanahan doesn't even have the headset on. I mean, if they do anything other than just kneel it, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they're just gonna take a knee here and take this one to the locker room as the Lions feeling good about themselves, on fire in the first half, up 24-7. Brock Purdy and the Niners on the ropes here at the midway point in this one. As again, 24-7. We're going to run through some stats here before we take our halftime break. You look at Goff on the night, 13-20, 145 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. You look at the Niners for Brock Purdy, 7-15 for 93 yards, one pick, no touchdowns. On the ground for Detroit, Montgomery, 9 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 11 carries, 46 yards, a touchdown. Jameson Williams, 1 carry, 42 yards and a touchdown. For San Francisco on the ground, 10 carries for McCaffrey for 29 yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 1 carry for 7 yards. Juszczyk, 1 carry for 3 yards. Receiving, The Lions' leading receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 5 catches, 73 yards. Sam Laporta, 4 catches for 45. Montgomery, 2 for 20. And Gibbs, 2 for 7 for the Niners. McCaffrey, 3 for 38. Juszczyk, 1 for 23. Samuel, 2 for 21. Ayuk, 1 for 11. And Kittle, no catches, but one target for him. You look at the team stats early on in this one. In this game, I mean, you look at the score, pretty clearly been dominated by the Lions. 18 first downs to 8 in favor of the Lions. Third down efficiency, the Lions are 5 of 7, the Niners 3 of 6. Total plays is a big factor in this one too. The Lions have run 43 plays to the Niners 28. Lions out gaining the Niners 280 to 131. Um, Look at the passing yards, 132 to 93. The rush yards are the big story, though. The Lions have 110 more rush yards than the Niners, 108 to 38. Both teams with just one penalty. The Lions 1 for 15, the Niners 1 for 10. Obviously, the Niners also have that big that led to a ended up leading to a touchdown after again the pocket just collapsed on Purdy. But yeah, so that's kind of your halftime report there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you guys right before the start of the second half. So go anywhere. Don't go anywhere as we're going to be, we'll be right back in probably about 15 minutes. So stick around, stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you guys at the start of the second half. All right, so we're back now. Halftime came on a little bit quicker than I had originally expected it to be, but the Niners, man, already up with a 2nd and 1 now in Lions territory. They had about a 7-yard run on their first play from McCaffrey, then a huge pass up to Samuel, then another one to him for 9 yards. So they're moving the ball now. They're at the 32-yard line, and Purdy gonna pitch it to Debo, and he's going nowhere. He's gonna lose about 4 yards on that one. So I like that. Debo, he was scaring me a little bit there. I have him under 8.5 rush yards on my parlay. So having him lose those, he was at 7. So I was definitely nervous whenever they pitched that one to him, but having him lose those yards, I love that. I'll take that for sure. Needed that one for sure. As he'll lose, it looks about 3 or 4 yards on that one. Yeah, they have him now. Yeah, 3 yards down the. He's down the 4. As Purdy's gonna step up, was gonna run. Now he's gonna lob it back in a one-handed grab by Jennings for a first down for the Niners. What a play! Purdy was gonna scramble, and then he has to flick it across his body. He's running to his left, has to turn and throw it back right up in the air, and Jennings goes up and brings that down with one hand. What a catch for a first down. As Jack Campbell put a hit on him at the end of that one. Huge catch there for a first down, and keeps this Niners drive going strong. As they really have to go down and score a touchdown here, make this a 10-point game. CMC gonna run ahead for 2 yards on the first down, bring up about a 2nd and 8. I still need Kittle to get me that over 60.5 receiving yards so far. He doesn't even have a catch. Would love for them to hit him deep right here. Go ahead and get 26 out of the way. As Purdy's going to lob it back over the field and just throw that one out of bounds. Smart move there as the little screen pass was covered to bring up a 3rd and 8 now. As Purdy's going to step up in the pocket on 3rd and 8 now, looking for Jennings, and he overthrows him. He was open down at the 6. Purdy missed him. Bring up a 4th and 8. Niners gonna Niners gonna kick a field goal. Remember, Moody already missed a 48-yarder on the day, and that one might come back to hurt him late in this game because if he makes that, it's 24-10 right now. If he makes this one be 24-13, you're only down 11 as opposed to now you're about to still be down 14 points. It's a 43-yarder from basically the same spot in terms of hash marks, and this one goes straight down the middle. Plenty of distance on it. It's 24-10 now as this Niners offense, they're having no problem getting into Lions territory. The problems start whenever they get in there and the field starts to shrink a little bit, is that's where they've really struggled. But we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with you guys in just a moment. So Goff on first down is going to have it to Sam Laporta all the way up to the 40, a 15-yard gain on the play for that one, up to the 41. They'll call it 16 yards. And this is the point where the Niners really need to stand. Is they're going to pitch to Montgomery. He's going to get the edge and get about 4, maybe 5 out to about the 46-yard line, bring up a second down and 5 now for the Lions. So looking now at the drives, this is the Lions' sixth drive. In their previous 5, they scored 3 touchdowns, 1 field goal, and punted once. Now there'll be a neutral zone infraction on Javon Hargrave, and that'll give the Lions a first down. So first and 10 now from the 48.5-yard line of the Niners for Detroit. Again, the handoff to Montgomery. Cuts back in, and he's going to have about an 8-yard run, maybe 7, up to about the 46.5-yard line now. Lions 24 points in the first half. That's most by Lions in the postseason since 1957. Been a while for them. Been a while. As I'm going to take a quick break, got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back with you guys. All right, so I'm back now. We got a crazy play here. Is there's a flag down. The ball was overthrown. It bounced off of a Detroit Lions defender who was guarding Ayuk. Ayuk then caught the ball, diving, falls down to the one. Then he gets up and gets into the end zone. We'll see who the flag is on, though. And that may be just what the Niners need here after they already got a big fourth down stop. Okay, so Ayuk was touched. He'll be down at the 4. Yeah, that's what they'll mark it at. The give to McCaffrey, he's going nowhere. Back to the 8-yard line he goes, loss of 4. Brian Branch blew it up. McNeil was right there to blow it up. Just nobody blocking for the Niners on that one. Purdy looking to throw now. Throwing to Ayuk, incomplete. Third and goal from the 8 now. The Niners have to score a touchdown right here. Have to. And they got it to Ayuk for the touchdown. We've got ourselves a ball game here with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 5:17 to be exact. We've got a game. Good pass from Purdy to squeeze that one in. The tight window there to Ayuk for the touchdown. And now the extra point oncoming to make this a 7-point game. What a play that was on the 51-yard pass to Ayuk. And then for Ayuk to get the little slant route for the touchdown, that was just incredible. But we're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back with you guys in just a moment at the whenever the 49ers. So the kickoff there going to go out the back of the end zone. Out the back of the end zone, the Lions will take over at the 25-yard line. The Lions this half, well, really this quarter, only 42 yards. The Niners 122 yards on the game. So it's starting to kind of flip a little bit. The Niners have scored 10 points to the Lions 0 in this quarter as Gibbs is going nowhere and he lost the football and the Niners say they have it. Let's see if they do, and they do. San Francisco football, Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles the ball and the Niners have it. Wow, has this game turned here in the third quarter? The Niners going to take over in plus territory at the Lions' 24-yard line. Armstead with the recovery on that one. What a hit there to force the fumble off of Gibbs. The Niners defender just got his hand around the nose of the football and just ripped it right out. And that right there and going forward on fourth down at the Niners 25-yard line or 30-yard line, maybe two plays that come back to haunt Lions fans as Kittle finally gets a catch and he's gonna get nothing. He loses a yard. I need him to get 61. Right now he's sitting at -1 as it'll be second and 11. But good to see him trying to get him involved. Hopefully they can hit him on a deep shot and just get all 61 on one play. Yeah, this what a game now is Gibson able to force the fumble, but the Niners still got to go do something with it here. Still got to go do something with it and go put this ball in the end zone and tie this game up. Purdy in the gun, Ayuk in motion, McCaffrey behind him. Purdy stepping up, he's going to run with it, and he's down inside the 10, still up inside the 5 and down at the 4. What a run for Brock Purdy, and man, has this crowd come alive. And yes, Ohio State, it sure is a game now. What a game this has turned into. It looked like this one was over at the half. But I had faith, like I said. Shanahan, one of the best coaches when it comes to second half adjustments, and he's making them right now. Um, for the halftime adjustments, and he's made them for sure. The defense has come out and looked great. The offense has some new life to them. As Debo in motion, they're going to give to him, and Debo is going to get down to the 1. Debo down to the 1-yard line as he walks off the field now. He takes his helmet off. You wonder how he's doing if he took his helmet off, was walking with no sense of urgency there. You wonder if he's all right. He's had that shoulder injury, re-injured it last week. As the give to McCaffrey, he's in, touchdown. And the Niners looking to tie things up with the extra point here. What a block from Kittle there to open that hole up. And we got a tie ball game, 24-24, 3:02 to go in the third quarter. The Niners, 17 points here in the third quarter, have tied this game back up and erased a 24-7 halftime deficit. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with you guys. As don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss any of this. So 1st and 10 Lions from the 25 now. This crowd is into it here at San Francisco. The give to Montgomery. He's going nowhere. Chase Young on the tackle right there. 2nd and 10 now. This Lions offense has gone a little stale here in the third quarter. Only 10 plays for 42 yards when you look at the Niners, 17 for 142. It's Jared Goff in the gun, Montgomery to the left. Brings St. Brown in motion, takes the snap, looking to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, and he's got Laporta. No, they're going to say it's incomplete. It hit the ground. Man, it just barely touched the ground there. 3rd and 10 now. Lions got to find a way to get a first down here. Got to go. They just barely get the snap off. Goff to throw, and he's got to. Nope. Reynolds dropped it again. Wide open. Goff hit him. He dropped it. Reynolds dropped the big 4th and 2. Now he drops this one. Would have had him up to the 40-yard line. Couldn't hang on. Hit him right in the hands. So now the Lions on their heels. Now it was the Niners that had all the pressure on them. Now the pressure back on the Lions, and a great punt. What a bounce. What a kick, man. They punt it all the way down inside the 1. But the Lions returner, or the Lions gunner, picked up the ball but stepped in the end zone. So San Francisco lucks out. They're going to take over at the 20-yard line. What a play right there from Brock Purdy, as he was almost sacked about 3 times on the 1st and 10, rolling to his left, across his body, throw to Juszczyk, who toe taps and gets a first down. Give to McCaffrey. He's going to cut it back up the middle, still on his feet, pick up about 8. So 1st and 10 now from the 44-yard line. San Francisco in their own territory. They won't call a play, as they're just let the clock tick out in the 3rd quarter, and we'll go to the 4th, and we'll be back with you guys in just a moment.